Here we are for the 3v3 League Season 6 Division 1 Final. This is the map draft, which, as you can see, I've messed up with 3 bans for the host. I need to fix that. But this is just a banding down to the remaining starting map. So they get a pick first. Migration being the first pick of Combi. Second pick, Golden Lakes for Noob Squad. That's their first home map pick. Then we proceed to ban a couple of maps. So Chaos Pit is off the menu, as is Maghreb, which Noob Squad don't really want to play. And we picked Team Acropolis as a home map, and Runestones as well. And finally banding down to the designated starting map, with Hill Fort being banned by Combi and Nomad also being the second to last ban, leaving us with Amazon Tunnel for the designated starting map. So Amazon Tunnel will be the first one. Drushathon Tunnel, as I've seen referred to in my Discord recently. Some people apparently like to Dark Age rush on Amazon Tunnel to get that early walling done with. Let's just have a quick look at the civilizations before we go into the first game. Could be that they want Persians for Amazon Tunnel, to be honest, but it would also be a good migration civilization, good Runestone's pocket, good all-rounder. Teutons, I would say, is almost a given. It's a slow civ on land, but has amazing siege weapons. Celts as well come to mind. So maybe Teutons, Celts, and I've seen Bengalis played there. They've done great. Portuguese would do good, but they'll need those for migration perhaps. Byzantines may be a good contender, but let's say Teutons, Celts, Bengalis for Amazon Tunnel and see if that might be at least close. As for Noob Squad, picking Dravidians first, that's not going to be used for Amazon Tunnel, I don't think, unless you want to pull off some Elephant Archers masterpieces. Cumans comes to mind as the Paladin civilization for that map. Would also be a good open land map pocket, or a decent one. But yeah, let's say Cumans, Feudal Age Boom, or even Feudal Age Aggression with the Feudal Age Battering Rams is an option. Koreans comes to mind for their siege in the Imperial Age, as does Slavs for the Druzhina infantry and also their cheaper siege weapons. So let's just hop into the first one here. It's going to be game 1. We actually do have Portuguese here, so that's obviously good for these maps as well. They are very powerful in the Imperial Age with the potential of Vitorias for trickle all resources, stone and gold included. Quick renaming here, Combi and Squad. Probably misspell them again, I always do for some reason. Here we are, Amazon Tunnel. Tends to bring some Dark Age action, so we'll see where that leads us for this one. We have Morozov C8. I don't know how to pronounce that, but let's refer to this player as Grey, playing as the Celts, going to supply some siege for sure, probably some speedy infantry as well, if I'm going to guess. Great boom for the Celts, obviously, faster working lumberjacks. Whereas in the middle position we have the Mariarch in the green, playing as the Portuguese, as stated. Yeah. Surprised they didn't say Portuguese for migration, for example, because Portuguese are so versatile. Good options both on land and water, and especially on water with the unique Caravel ship and extra hit points on the naval military units, but they probably have other plans for migration then. Maybe some more land focus. The Middle Island is very important on migration as well. So they're going to be wanting the Portuguese gunpowder power in the Imperial Age instead. Finally, the Teutons for Kaguamas is playing in the blue as the Teutons slow but strong civilization, also unique technology for their siege weapons. The Ironclad giving extra armor to the siege weapons of Teutons. Could come in handy, but especially the infantry comes in mind when you need to supply halberdiers against, for example, the Cumans Paladin, fastest Paladins in the game. The Cumans have more melee armor for their Paladins, but the Cumans would easily outrun them with their 15% faster speed. Doesn't matter nearly as much on a map like this, but still. Relic's disposition seems to favor Combi, actually. They have 2 relics quite close to home, and these 3 ones are arguably closer to their area as well. So if they manage to wall off here, or even wall out this gold as well, they're well set to bring in some gold, consistent gold for the duration of the match. In the middle here, we have Robo playing as the Slavs. Slavs, team bonus, military buildings provide population space for any team member. So if you build a barracks, you get 5 more population. Oh, are we going to see a Slavs rush here? Nah, it's a mining camp actually. Okay, so it's just maybe just a misclick. I thought that was going to maybe be 10 gold to pull out a villager together with some militia forward to get the walls up, but no. It's just a... It's still early to gold though, so this could be a really quick castle age for the Slavs. Don't really see any feudal age gold units from the Slavs applying here. I mean, I have seen men-at-arms towers for Amazon Tunnel this season, but it has had variable success, as you could always just wall behind wherever the section would be. Combi didn't move out yet, by the way. They're just pushing the deers and enjoying the time at home, so no rushing the walls for now, as Robo moves out to scout to see if there are any villagers moving in. Let's have a quick look at the loom situation as well. I would not... Mariak in green actually has loom in. They both do here, so either that's just to make sure the town center doesn't go idle, or it's or they have some plans to move out and get some walling done. Finally, we have Pete as the Turks. Turks' instant chemistry in the Imperial Age means they could go straight to researching Bomber Tower and already cover the map with Bomber Towers in the early Imperial Age, or access hand cannoneers and bomber cannons immediately once they get there as well. So that's a strong power spike for the Turks with their fast Imperial Age base. Here comes a barracks with 3 villagers for the green player. They're going for the fast feudal age approach here, as is Noob Squad. They are at 20 and 18 population respectively, as Grey is going more for like a 23 population, maybe higher as well, just going straight for the boom, whereas the teammates will go for some kind of feudal age aggression here. Now moving out with some villagers, barracks from Robo as well, 18 population scouts here by the looks of it, but there's one villager on gold, so I might be mistaken as well. This could be Slavs archers for all I know. It's the range, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Don't need a lot of them for it to work out. Then who's going to supply the scouts then? Maybe both the Turks and the Cumans? No walls. I like this approach. Bring some spice to the early game of Amazon Tunnel. Double ranges. Why the Slavs? Why the Slavs though? Why the Slavs? Some big brain idea behind this. I mean, Robo is like much higher rated than me, so sure they have some smart shenanigans planned here. That's not a great fight for Noob Squad, is it? We might lose the Yellow Scout. Well, it's a worse fight for Green. He's gone down already. And now the walls go up, but partially being denied here by Noob Squad's forces. They are going full on feudal age here. But the clock is certainly ticking for the units to move forward. There's a couple of villagers moving forward. I think they might want to pop up a tower here or something to reinforce the forward aggression. Once you have some archers out, it makes it easier to start denying some small walls, quick walls behind the existing layer of walls here. Still no walling from Noob Squad. They are putting their resources exclusively into RB here, which means they might be able to keep more fluent and consistent production compared to their counterparts as well. To their opponents, I mean. Yeah, military situation slightly ahead for Noob Squad. Chasing their way towards the walls here, where might or might not see some stop walls going up behind their second range coming up for the Portuguese player as well. Supplying those archers, fletching on the way. Robo already has it. I reckon I was gonna say the Slabs farms makes it easier to afford that, but not quite there yet. So greedy forward walling here for Noob Squad, but it looks like they'll be able to pull it off because they have more military total. So if, should I say, when they complete this layer of stone walls, they'll be set to safely move towards the cast stage and collect almost all of the relics. Should be, how many relics total? 6 relics total now, all in the middle, relatively accessible. 7 relics for 3v3 Amazon Tunnel. That is enough of a gold trickle to make a difference in the later stages of the game. Working together, scouts and archers here. Starting scout of Grey helping out as well. Actually have the hit points advantage here. They have the elevation advantage as well. So they're taking a good fight here, but all Noob Squad are trying to do is just commit to the walling here. They're actually blocking themselves at this point, but yeah, those stone walls very likely to complete. Well, potential huge advantage for Combi though is that they are on the way to the Castle Age for one of the players, which means they have a significant start to the Castle Age boom. However, Noob Squad keep the Builders lead for a while yet because of the Feudal Age 2 town centers of the Humans player. So this Feudal Age aggression by Robo and Pete, that's going to buy Youngpan a pretty decent amount of time to get that Humans boom started and enter the Castle Age at a very healthy economy. Already another layer of stone walls here. Noob Squad not taking any chances, not going to allow any feudal or Castle Age counterattacks from Combi. No, 4th town center completing for our Grey player. I'll speed this up a little bit because we won't really see that much military action going on there, as 2 of the players are going towards the Castle Age. Robo will be slightly later because of the Archer's investment with the Slavs. Long-term collecting stone as well. Didn't want to spend wood on a mining camp for the stone by the looks of it, but now on the way to the Castle Age. Slabs, castles, also with their unique technology, is cheaper, or are cheaper, than to convert some of the stone coast into wood with the detinets. Castle Age. Is it the Castle Age? I think it's Castle Age. And another layer of stone walls at home. So the only way for Combi to get any kind of damage in on Noob Squad's base currently is to work their way through the woodlands with siege weapons in Imperial Age. Pete's here, hello. The silly tourney champion from When was it? Last year or 2 years ago, maybe? Yeah, 2 years ago, I think. I think it was 2021, actually. Yeah. Maybe in the silliest 1v1 tournament I've hosted, I guess, with all players playing at 200% handicap, which obviously completely breaks the meta. And he met King Boo in the final, where they had a gentleman's agreement not to play the Sicilians because, well, if you task enough villagers, the Sicilians' castles build more or less instantly. I'm gonna forward for the green player now. Humpy, bigger broom. How many? 11, about to be 12 town centers total, but it's not all about the town centers. Obviously, you need to have the economy to support it. Yeah, maybe we need to revive that silly tourney. We have new civilizations after all, so could be kind of interesting. But we'll have to go with the Masters of Arena style drafting. Then I think with just completely random civilizations, almost, or lots of random bands. Maybe I'll revive it sometime next year. Yeah, that's another option, that's true. Most popular civs per round. Right, so got to pay some attention to the progress here. There's not really that much military action. I like the preemptive walling along the edges here. Outpost as well, just to scout for any break-ins through the woodlines. Same happening on the top side here by Combi. So they'll get a heads up if any kind of pushing through the woodlands. Okay, they're going to prepare for the trade routes here. Stables very far forward for Young Panda. Going to get those humans paladins going. Let's have a look at the resource situation here as well. Definitely looking very healthy for Young Panda here. That early fuel age pays off. If you can keep that 2 TC boom consistent, and Young Panda indeed has just around 1 minute idle time. Seems to have OCD here as well, the way these stables are placed with 1 tile in between them and 9 just in perfect formation here. That's nice. Fortified wall is in. That's Robo's walling efforts here. Cap rams trying to punch through. Those are Celts cap rams, so they attack a little bit faster as well. But Combi obviously have no idea what's happening on the other side of the wall here. And Noob Squad earlier to the Imperial Age with the full squad here. Pete getting Hussar upgrade instantly with the Turks. Turks Hussars also with some Pierce armor as a civilization bonus, extra Pierce armor. Here are the bomber towers, going to claim the middle hill here, I presume, as well. Could be used to secure the trade route for later as well. We already had trade running, so maybe we should keep an eye on the trade progress as well. Yep, more stables going up here. Can't argue with the positioning here, that's pretty symmetrical. We call the bomber towers. Not taking any chances here, which means Combi will have to invest into trebuchets or possibly Celt siege rams. That's almost the only ways to deal with bomber towers because they have such high base damage. Paladin coming in, kicking in for Young Panda. Not quite in for the Teutons yet, but the timings are just about, yeah, 40 seconds apart. So by the time they get to engage against one another, against each other, shouldn't be a huge difference. We can have a look at the resources yet again here. Maybe that's more interesting than the trade stats actually, so I'll keep that open. That could be relevant for later. But the trade stats have the KD as well, and that's going to be relevant in a minute. Both started trade relatively early, so it's going to be interesting to see the trade yield and the difference between them. Onager out for the Celts, but also are the Turks bombard cannons. Artillery is in, giving them +2 range, so they effectively outrange any bombard cannons that the opposing team can bring to the field. However, the Portuguese get Arquebus in the Imperial Age for their bomber cannons, which effectively acts like ballistics for the bomber cannons, so it'll be more accurate as well. Is it base accuracy? Actually says 100. I'm not too sold on that, but in the new case Noob Squad, they have the economy situation is comparable, so is the military situation. Teutons, Paladins stronger, armor-wise, but Teutons, Paladins faster, which lets you dictate when and where to take the fights. Tons of bomber towers in the middle as well, going to be a pain to deal with for combi. And looks like we're expanding the trade routes for both players as well. More efficient for the faster firing Celt and siege weapons, of course. No siege on here yet for Robo, doesn't really need them yet, but the research is on the way. So Young Panda actually has fewer paladins than the Teutons player, but Teutons still hesitant to take the engagements. Here are the halberdiers as well, and we can only assume that Drugina is already in. See, these bomber towers doing work in the choke point here. You can see they got 24 kills already. 10 bomber towers total. One is about to go down unless Pete is able to focus down that one. No, one goes down. Doesn't really matter that much at this point, of course. Looks like masonry might be in as well for Turks, is it? At least the towers seem beefier. Siege on the in from Robo as well, opening up the corners to expand the trade route for full trade yield. Spanish are picked on Amazon Tunnel sometimes as well, I guess, both because they have access to fully upgraded paladins and because they give a trade bonus to their teams. Hindustan is as well, the Caravanserai to boost the movement speed of the trade units. But this is a very powerful slow push from the Noob Squad team here. Bomber towers in the middle seems to have drafted the I would say the stronger late game civilization, but are they? These are all strong, really strong late game civs, so if anything, Noob Squad is the only team that doesn't have Arbalests at all. But I don't think that matters as much when they establish a position like this. That's true, Hindustan is lacking some of the options for a map like this. So maybe it's not worth picking them just for the trades. So here, the Noob Squad don't have access to Arbalest, but they do have access to at least... Actually, they're struggling a little bit with skirms here as well. But as long as you have the trade, I guess you have the Paladins to deal with Arbalest masses. Oh, champion being teched by Robo as well, or two-handed swordsman, but it's working its way towards champions here to garrison inside siege ramps, presumably, to move forward. The champions also a reaction to the halberdier investment of the Portuguese here. Look at the kill stats again, 49 kills now for these groups. So we'll browse over to the resource stats again. Yeah, Celt's not gonna run out of resources anytime soon, to say the least. I mean, you need to kinda deal some economic damage to make some real progress here. They had the outpost up, reacting with the castle in place there, so before they could actually punch through here for a Noob Squad, there's gonna be a castle stopping raiding units from getting in at this point. Again, the choke point in the middle here, some beautiful siege onager shots here by Mistrosov's VC8 in the grey. But easily replenished, of course, from the 12 stables of Young Panda, if not more. 12 stables, got some siege workshops working as well. Still going to be siege onagers from Robo. Now 15 bombard cannons for Pete, and they have 2 more range. Is it 1 more range? 1 more range, of course, than the Portuguese. Bomber cannons going up again, bomber towers going up again. As long as you have trade, you can buy stone for bomber towers, right? Would actually love to check the trade prices soon, just for the fun of it. Nothing crazy yet. Nothing crazy. So, faster firing siege onagers for the Celts versus cheaper siege onagers for Robo. But look at the Paladins! Paladins going to take out a lot of siege onagers now. Great snipes, and maybe the trebuchets as well. Trebuchets trying to take out the bomber towers, but Noob Squad not really letting Combi do that. Alright, Humans Paladins moving through now. Tutel's Castles, obviously, with crenellations in here, get 8+5 range, so that keeps any melee units from getting too close easily without losing hit points, but it's still not going to keep the 12+2 bomber cannons away from the Turks. That's 14 range, that's 3 more range than the Tutel's Castles. Punching further and further inside here for Noob Squad. No chance of pushing back for Combi. Another attempt at pushing through the wood lines here. Maybe the north side would be a better option. Then they could get to the trade. They could still get to the trade from this area, but this is the kind of scouting intelligence that Noob Squad don't have at this point. They're just trying from one angle to see how it works out. Portuguese bomber towers going up as well, trying to secure the entry through to their bases from this stroke point, but looking kind of tough over here. Jeez, how many bomber towers do we have by now? 22 Turks bomber towers. Pete isn't playing. The Turks here is really putting on the performance. The Turks Imperial Age power here. Nice bomber cannon shot there from the Mariak. Gets 5 siege warriors with that shot, I think. Still creeping closer and closer. Bomber towers also in the... I guess that's kind of just to keep combi from entering as well. Middle takes most of the focus here. Trade numbers higher for Noob Squad. Looks like Pete is just full on economy here. Is trading, still creating more trade units on only supplying bomber cannons because it doesn't really need that many. Oh, yikes! Lost quite a few of them there. Doesn't need that much land army when the teammates are supplying champions and paladins like this, and we can just use villagers forward to manifest the map, control the map with stationary buildings like this. You don't need that population space for anything else in economy if you're going to play it like that. And look at the resources! I mean, should Pete's teammates at any point need to replenish their resources now, they could basically just ask for Sling, because there's so much in the bank for Pete now. Basically only making bomber cannons and bomber towers, full on bombards. Wait, you're still short trading? Oh well. Well, that doesn't help the gold situation, but still nearly 78 units on gold. That's still going to last you a while. Yeah, good luck with that, building foundation. Blue. Keep checks have entered the field as well. No, wait, what? Ah, the unique Cuban's technology, giving elite Kipchaks for free from the castles. That's funny. Yeah, you need to manually ask the trade to move the full distance, I guess. So that's in the heat of the moment, easily forgotten. Ooh, sneaky move over here, trying to cut through the woods to the woodland and reach trade that way. I mean, it's a slow and deadly push from Noob Squad, as mentioned many times already. And so far it seems to be working. Combi obviously still got resources in the back, but it's running a bit lower for green by the looks of it. Losing some gold access. Did this start trade? Was a trade situation? 22 on trade. Why is there so little gold in the bank from green? Green isn't making any gold units currently. It's a bit concerning, the resource income currently. Siege trams now trying to work their way in from this side, but changing the mind as the quick bolts are on point for green over here. Still supplying those siege onagers for the Celts. Still got resources in the bank to keep making them. Enter the siege rams and paladins now from Young Panda. Will they make it through? Paladins again. We need the paladins in front here to deal with the Teuton's paladins. But there are more humans paladins here, so that should be their fight. They should be doing alright here. Lots of areas to focus on. Another random villager. And I'll post over here from Young Panda. Just had enough of the breaking through the forest. Getting closer and closer. House could be a weak spot here actually, but either the pathfinding for the Rams is highly questionable, or they're just not sure whether to go back or forth. Paladins in front again. Desperately trying to find an opening here and get to the trade somehow. That's probably the goal here, but they're making slow and steady progress in the middle as well. Closing in on 1 hour now. Let's see the relics situation. Did they collect the relics? I'm sure they did, right? 5 relics for Young Panda, okay. So this is high level Amazon tunnel. Yeah. I'd say that, yeah. Longer trade routes. Drafting. Strong Imperial Age power sims for the maps. I forgot to look at the sim bans actually. Could be that some of the good trade sims are banned as well, like the Spanish and the Hindustanis. We'll see after the match. Reach the trade now. Might be able to pick off some trade cards. Yeah, you enjoy this Amazon tunnel a lot for some reason. Hello, Young Panda. I don't see the appeal of it, personally, to be honest. Because I have yet to see a game on Amazon tunnel that doesn't reach Imperial Age. And I like to play all of the ages. Feudal Age, Castle Age. Valstenach likes the Amazon tunnel as well, by the looks of it. Yeah, Vici doesn't seem to be doing too well for the vote for Season 7. But I try to listen to the map suggestions. Can't come to Berlin now. I'm working all of that weekend, and I probably wouldn't be I probably wouldn't afford to go anyway. But I'm playing 3 concerts that same weekend. It's heavy cavalry archers now from the Turks. Probably with the full upgrades in Sipai and all that jazz. Elite Boyar coming in for Robo. Did see the unique technology kick in there as well, so the castles should be a lot cheaper for Borough, at least in terms of stone cost. Not that it matters that much when you have the infinite gold from the market. Wait, did he actually? Did Greek quick wall the cav archers in? That's a nice play. Oh, but true. Finally, they made it through the woods as well. Lots of paladins streaming now. How many paladins are these? 43 paladins. Could this be the death blow? Let's go back to the resources. 70 gold units for blue for now, but a lot of these trade cards will die to the Paladins quickly now. Speedy Cuman's Paladins, not... They're actually quicker than the trade cards, that's crazy. Yeah, so look at the trade units going down here. Resource situation not looking too bright for Combi. Pay attention to the trade numbers because they are going to decrease rapidly at this rate. Even if they manage to wall off the crossing over. Still, there's some attention that's going to be needed in the middle as well. Not as much from Noob Squad as they have plenty of bomber towers. But you can't completely neglect it either, then you risk losing some precious map control in the middle there. But now look at the eco situation, how quickly these numbers go down. More than 100 eco units, almost 100 for green as well. And just not enough halberdiers here to deal with this kind of a paladin raids in the trade line. Right, heavy cavalry archers in the trade as well. They need more volleys to take him out, but almost out of trade now, Combi. They are replenishing it. They're going bonkers with the halberdier production as well. But I think they realized they've lost too much here. And I'm looking forward to checking how many bombard towers were constructed here. That would almost almost be a most created unit in the statistics here. Let's have a look. 44 bomber towers, and that's what? How much is one bomber tower? Costs stone and gold. So that's a lot of gold and stone gone into the fortification of the middle area. Feudal Age aggression paying off for Noob Squad just to secure the middle and allow the Cuman's boom to go uninterrupted. Great military score for the Celts. Probably got some solid siege Oliver shots in there. 910 kills, but Pete, obviously, bomber towers playing a huge role in this, but still, it's like 4-1 KD. It's not seen that often. It's pretty impressive. Resource collected comparable, not that great for the Portuguese. Didn't make any Feitorias, did he? Nah, just relying on trade. Feitorias take 20 population space as well, so it's a situational building to make for sure. Feudal Age investments here, Celts making it earlier to the Castle Age might have caught up with Cumans there a little bit with the 4 town centers instant boom and that fast Castle Age, but also not quite. Down to 35 villagers in the end there. Oh. It's Teutons, Celts, and Portuguese going down to Cumans, Slavs, and Turks here. Actually didn't see them talking about it. No Spanish ban, so we could have actually seen Spanish for Amazon Tunnel as well. But not going for it for this one. That's the first game. Check into Noob Squad's hands. Will we see Rune Stones or Migration next? So maybe we'll have perfect contrast in a very open map. Or not very open, but much more open map for runestones for game 2. Let's see if it's runestones or... You know what? It's gonna be runestones. And we can already see the civilizations here, so won't need to go back to the draft to speculate. Here we are with Noob Squad versus Combi Game 2. Playoff final, best of 5. We have Pete as the Mayans flank, pretty much a go-to civilization for such a position on these open land maps. Cheaper archers, longer lasting economy, 15% longer lasting resources, sort of encouraging, and cheaper walls as well, kind of encouraging staying at home for longer. In the pocket position we have Robo as the Franks. One of the strongest pocket civilizations in the game. 20% more hit points on the cavalry unit starting in the feudal age, giving them the highest HP paladins in the game. And then finally we have Young Panda on the other side flank as Koreans. Probably going to play like an 18-19 pop straight archers from the flank as well. Whereas Combi might be, looked like he want to move out very early there, but not quite it. Oh no! That's unfortunate. His ship might get lamed if Blue moves forward, which it looks to be, but maybe he's also looking for the last couple of pigs there. No, he's found them. Could move out now and maybe get lucky, get some bonus food over here. Anyway, Ethiopians for Kagurawas in the blue here, faster firing archers. So stronger archers than Koreans in that sense, but then again, Koreans get the armor upgrades instantly for their archery range units. So that's going to give you an advantage in the early fights as well, especially before fletching kicks in, which tends to be a slightly delayed for most civilizations when opening forward with like 18-19 pop feudal age double range archers. But in the Ethiopian's case, not that much of an issue. The only thing stopping you is maybe lack of wood for a blacksmith, because you are granted 100 food, 100 gold once you reach the next stage, which will essentially cover the cost of fletching, which is 100 food, 50 gold. Pocket for Combi is the Mariarch, with playing in the green here as the Magyars. One of the few civilizations that contest the Franks well in the early feudal age, I would say, because the Magyars, even though they don't have a Dark Age economic bonus, which makes it a bit harder to go up early, as early as the Franks would for the feudal age, but you do get the melee upgrades instantly as the Magyars, one that the Franks won't have. So even if you are fighting in similar numbers as the Franks, the Magyars would deal more damage per hit, so that evens things out quite a bit. And once you get Bloodlines, you obviously have more hit points than the Franks scouts as well. 15% discount on the Frank scouts, the Magyar scouts, sorry. So another advantage for them there. Finally, Grey now playing in the flank position as the Vietnamese. Extra hit points on the archery range units. That applies to skirmishers, archers, and cavalry archers. So Vietnamese cavalry archers actually the highest hit points cavalry archers in Castle Age in the game. After Bloodlines, especially. Also got some economic bonuses working for them. Not really in the Dark Age, but in the Feudal Age, the eco upgrades cost no gold or other resources, only food. Eco upgrades don't cost gold, but yeah. Eco upgrades don't cost anything else than food for the Vietnamese. That's what I meant to say. So let's conserve some resources again for the archers production, for example. 17, 18 pop for the most part here. Mayans going up at a 20, but that's going to give the Mayans a very strong economy. Ooh. Good spot by Kobe. Denying the quick walling of Young Panda's villagers. That villager is going to go down, but at least she gets to complete the barracks. So that's not going to delay the archery range construction now. Straight double ranges. The scouts are still here, but so are Noob Squad scouts. And down they go. But that's value for the opening scouts of Combi. Now making life a little bit more awkward for themselves as they've lost 2 starting scouts. You will have some scouts up, but then again, you have the pocket player supplying the scouts as well. The Magyar's pocket will be creating more scouts as we go, and that should allow them to scout the map for their flank players and keep track of the army movement as well. Accidental click there. So look at the progression here. Archers production seems more healthy for noob squads. The Mayans archers are 10% cheaper in the village as well. Certainly helps the overall production of things. But looks like Pete will lose the scout as well, so we'll be losing some precious vision. Doesn't really know the location of the main gold of Grey yet, so again we'll need some help from the pocket cavalry to scout the resource and army situation. As far as walling goals goes, Noob Squad are again like on Amazon Tunnel. They are more efficient with the early walling, which especially keeps any cavalry aggression out, as the cavalry, except for cavalry archers and similar units, can't really attack on top of walls. Robo has invested more into his scouts. He's got 7 scouts compared to the 4 of green, and taking some seriously good trades here as well, joined by Young Panda. Great micro, great fight for Noob Squad. This is what Arabian Runestones and these open maps are all about. Take the good fights, conserve your armies, and take those larger numbers to your advantage entering the next ages for some serious damage with the extra attack and range that the blacksmith upgrades brings when reaching the castle or imperial ages. Maybe a little bit of mismanagement there. Faster firing Ethiopian's archers as well, but Robo keeps some of the scouts alive, will dance in front and block the Ethiopian's army movement. Now opens the walls. The walls aren't complete for blue either, so that it doesn't matter that much. Takes some archer pickoffs again, loses a few for Young Panda as well. And they're both with consistent down range production, so Young Panda still keeps the numbers advantage over the opponent. Meanwhile, Pete is fighting a 1v1 versus the Grey player. Managed to pick off 3 villagers somewhere. Can't say where, but did so. Goes the armies back to Maybe... I don't think he's preparing for Castle Age just yet, but it shouldn't be too far away either. Only needs the food now to get there. He keeps producing archers at least out of one range as well. Another fight in the middle. Relatively equal armies here, but Noob Squad taking the hill. And actually the scout HP is dead even, which is interesting considering the Franks civilization bonus. Another scout joins in though, which gives the Franks an advantage. +1/+1 for green. The need attack upgrade has been there all the time, of course. They've spotted an opening at the pocket from the Warrior, so after having done some damage to Blue's armies and Pete hitting Grey, they're going to group up maybe all 3 armies here. No, Pete's closing in on the Castle Age. Click. Yeah, he's going to join them, isn't it? This is going to be a 3 vs 1 scenario. Hitting the pocket player, but the Warrior is going to risk having to fight a large wave of units here. And the Grey Archers, where are they? Are they also going to go towards... No, they're out of position. Of course, that could be bad news for Pete, but Pete is fully walled. So, might need to invest into a defensive tower on the gold or something like that to keep this away, but this could do some gigantic damage. Look at both of the groups of the Archers, both of the flanks joining with the pocket here. Something we see more frequently on the higher level than on lower levels. 3 players in 3v3 combining their armies for maximum damage, and now they're hitting the pocket, which could seriously set back the Magyars situation as well. Castle Age halfway there for Pete as well, which means that the Magyars will get, no, Mayans will get crossbow and bodkin soon. Could be a suboptimal time to engage because you really want to conserve your numbers now, but there's consistent production at home for Pete as well, so shouldn't matter that much. Yeah, it's a large army to have to deal with at this stage in the game, forcing a defensive tower of Magyars, which honestly that's huge. That means that the Mariarch will need to... Okay, good trade against Panda's archers there, but still, the Mariarch now he'll need to buy stone for additional town centers in the Castle Age, so still isn't on the way there yet. Noob Squad has better timings moving on here. Bodkin coming in for Pete. Will he be able to afford crossbow? Not yet. But sniping from farms, again forcing Combi to reinvest resources into the economy as well. Huge head start to the Castle Age. No click yet for the green pocket. And with Castle Age and Bodkin in, Pete moves back to hit Grey again, perhaps? No way! No, 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 are you kidding me? Oh, they're not trapped, it's open, okay. Oh, imagine sneaking a villager out to place a market or whatever. Yeah, okay, so it's not trapped. That's a pity. But, send a couple of scouts over here or something and deny these archers escape. That would be amazing. Yeah, anyway, I thought they were trapped. But they surely aren't doing any damage either, and Pete catches the archers off guard. Castle Age just about to click in. This is the perfect time for Pete to engage, even if it's tiny numbers advantage for Grey here. Let's see if they can catch up. Are they so slower actually than the archers? No, same speed. Couple of archers left here for Young Panda as well. They could cause an annoyance. So crossbows both left and right from Pete. Now going to try and break through at Grey's. Will be able to pick off a villager here, I think. Even without ballistics, maybe 2. Yeah, it's gonna find its way in here. Probably will be getting some villager pickoffs now. Where are the gray crossbows? They're far out of position and being chased by another group here. Great team coordination by Noob Squad here. Splitting up the armies like that. And yeah, more builders gonna go down. Look at the eco kills of Pete. 13 economic kills here. Huge losses for Gray here now. Huge losses. He's lost 20 builders. He's down to 23 builders and 10 military. And that 10 military is also gonna go down to the armies over here, aren't they? Okay, they're inside the ranges, but yeah, that's going to take a long time to recover from that. And the eco difference, 70 builders, not that huge, but you have to factor in the army difference as well, which is almost twice the size for Combi at this point. They are going to try and make some advances against Robo in the Frank's pocket here now, but we'll probably lose a few villagers here, but nowhere near as many as Gray, I think. Is Ballistics in as well? Ballistics is in. But Gray have been taken severe losses, and another wave of armies entering the pockets side yet again, just after reaching the cast stage. Great timing again. Just putting a stopper to the early massing of knights from the Magyar's pocket. So this is 2-0 for Noob Squad. And just take a moment to mention that Combi is the higher seeded team here. Have a look at this list. That should be this season's teams. No, that's not. That's season 5, so never mind. But just want to show this one just for a quick moment. Great play by Pete, indeed. I think this is relevant because we're looking at pretty huge difference in average rating between the teams here. And Noob Squad, they clawed their way into the playoff finals, and Combi, they're a relatively new team. They joined my season for the first time in or my league first time in season 5. That was a completely new team. I was a bit worried because they had a much higher average rating than the second team. But in the end, as it turns out, they are less coordinated as a team. At least it shows compared to Noob Squad that have so many team games together that drafting properly and strategizing, preparing really can pay off as well. Of course, 200 ELO points on average. It's not necessarily that huge either, but certainly play really well. Noob Squad for this one. Migration will be next. Just make sure to cross out the civilizations again here. Ethiopians, Vietnamese, and Magyars down for Combi. And Franks, Mayans, and Koreans winning this one for Noob Squad. So if it is indeed migration, these 3 civilizations go to wine, or these 3, Byzantines, Italians, Malay. Persians could be one as well. But Persians is probably going to be saved for a Golden Lakes game. Noob Squad, it has to be Dravidians for migration. I would be surprised of anything else. Saracens, Vikings, perhaps. So Vikings, Saracens, Dravidians would be my guess, but let's see. Incas. Okay. Certainly not the civilizations I expected, but migration of this middle island means a lot as well. So you can most definitely not neglect that and play only water. Then you have to make some serious damage on water to justify that. too many overlapping maps for Thibs. That's true as well. There's, you can see in the draft that there are a lot of civilizations that are great on several maps. Also, you like Dravidians on land maps as well, I guess then. Or I guess Golden Lakes would be good for Dravidians as well. Well, Robo, let's start with him. It's in the yellow color here, in the pocket. Got a little bit unlucky with the chief spawn, had to go out and look for them on the island, but this is a small island, so we'll be finding them, pushing in some deer. Obviously with Chinese, you'll always have some idle town center time at the start anyway, and as the collect hunts faster, as long as you force drop, you should be able to keep that idle town center time at a relative low. These pockets, yeah. Taking some inspiration from Canada on Nations Cup there, maybe. Young Panda, as the Incas. Ah! Oh, of course. Incas Chinese combination. I completely missed that. But the Incas team bonus gives an instant llama right underneath the town center of every team player, which means that the Chinese don't have to scout for any of the starting sheep at all to have starting food secured. So that significantly lowers the risk of high idle town center time for the Chinese. So yeah, that explains the low idle this time, even with the slightly unfortunate sheep spawn. Interesting back area for Robo here. It's not necessarily an advantage, but you have some serious potential for a back fish boom here, at least fish trap boom. That's the only way to stop that, is to go land. So let's see if that's going to come into play at some point and be used to their advantage. Obviously, you'll still dock frontsides first, bring in some of the shorefish, and get your fishing ships out to be able to advance to the next few ages. Finally, we have Pete on the flank as Vikings here. Vikings team bonus, cheaper docks. Greatly combined with the Dravidians docks providing population space. As team bonuses go, but they don't have Dravidians for this one. They want food for the Chinese start instead. So Incas, good pick. Incas obviously going to be very useful on land as well later on. Now as for combi, let's see what they've gone for here. We have Malay flank for Kaguamas here. 66% faster advancement through the ages for the Malay. Unique technology, phallus accuracy, giving the docks, or upgrading the docks to harbors, allowing them to fire arrows as well. Among other things, forced levy in the Imperial Age for the two-handed swordsmen to have their cost changed to food only, not gold, and be a useful trash unit. Now, the Variarch in the pocket with the Bengalis here. Bengalis self-healing ships, healing at a relatively slow rate, but if you pull them away from battle, you would suddenly eventually have them back to full HP. Maybe it could be combined with villagers repairing them as well, but since they heal up on their own, you save resources not having to even repair them if you can conserve their hit points and not let them die. Why do we have Persians? Why was I talking about? I was expecting Persians, yeah. For the faster working docks and town centers, 5% faster in the Dark Age, 10% in the Feudal Age, 15 in Castle, 20 in the Imperial Age. Oh, Colder is here. What the hell, man? Good to see you. Around for a while. Nice to see you. Spending some of those channel points, which he probably has 100,000 or more of from all the time he's spent on this channel. Nice. Now what? Let's speed it up a little bit, shall we? At least enough to see the initial production of feudal age galleys. Both flanks of Noob Squad. Still got 155,000. Yeah, I did refund a lot of channel points requests as well because I'm lazy and didn't. Yeah, so a lot of people have got lots of points. It's going to be feudal age fighting here. It's triple galleys production from the Persians. It's triple galleys from the Incas as well. So they should be relatively equal here. Looks like the slightly higher population of Grey has left the numbers producing a little bit later than Young Panther. But on the other hand, now the Persian dogs produce 10% more quickly. It should actually show in the... If we compare them here. Small margins, but 10% is 10%. It's a means for Grey to get back into the numbers advantage. No fletching for either player yet, so it's all about the numbers. And Young Panda seeing the 3 galleys of the Grey player decides to back off, back home, wait for fletching, and delay the engagements for a bit. 5 to 4. Eat with more galleys here. Did he manage to get any fish yet? No, not really. There's one fish in the mix here. Could actually, Pete could snipe that. He's also looking for the docking villager. Does not get that one. Only 2 docks producing for both of them now, so they should be somewhat equal in numbers, but actually the Malay player is at a higher population overall, healthier economy in that regard. But lacking the galley numbers compared to Pete. Pete might get a nice pick off here, but fletching, because of the later feudal age for the Malay player, is going to come in. I was going to say sooner than Pete, but Pete already has it, so never mind. Don't belittle the time I spent on this channel. Yeah, true. True. And fighting an uphill battle here now has fewer galleys than the Persians, as to be expected with similar docks to produce from. Then the Persians should always have the advantage with their faster production. We need to keep a little eye on the middle here. Robo has landed the middle, as has the green player. They're both going for the scouts to claim some middle control, almost like arena style. Robo, sick boomer. It does indeed have a better boom than the Bengalis, but if the Bengalis get enough town centers up in the middle before Imperial Age, they will catch up on that. Kind of. 17 fishing ships for Robo, 15 for the Bengalis, but so lagging behind a bit to the Castle Age, so Robo definitely getting an economic advantage with the earlier Castle Age here, while his flanks are fighting to, well, keep the opposing flanks at home base. It has the numbers, but chooses not to engage this time around. Keeps the armies close to home just to not risk losing any eco units here. There's been 1 unit lost for the Mariar. Could be a fish or a villager, I'm not sure. But it's lost to Wolf on land by the looks of it. Pete getting decent trades here. Vikings, healthier economy than Malay, arguably as well, because Vikings do get wheelbarrow and handcart instantly in the feudal and castle ages, so wheelbarrow boosting the working speed of the villagers and let them, of course, bring in more resources no matter what they're working on. So, light cav. Robo now with some knights in the middle. Only light cav for the Bengalis for now. They obviously can't make knights for themselves. They are an Indian civilization, so they have camels, and light cav only, and elephants. This is an interesting game because both teams have managed to conserve all of their starting fish. However, Noob Squad have more fish working, so that also explains the higher eco population total. It might be, I think it's mainly fishing ships making up that difference here. The cast stage and Bodkin arrow for Kaguyamas. Maybe Pete will need to flee with the fish now, also taking the opportunity to get into the middle of the map. Has to take the fight now, I think. Lots of weak galleys here. Might not be the best time for Blue to move out. Blue is going to lose some precious numbers before Bodkin arrow and doesn't even have war galley on the way, so that Malay economy is struggling a little bit. Pete obviously can't know this, not being a neutral spectator, but yeah, he's expecting War Galley to kick in any minute, right? So he doesn't want to engage. But could have gotten even more value out of this before that upgrade kicks in. Now, in reality, actually Pete is going to get War Galley ahead of the blue player here. And never mind, Pete obviously pulled the ships away because of Bodkin arrow for blue as well. So blue would have more damage output for every shot with the galleys. So even if the galleys were weak, they would deal more damage. But still, I think Pete got decent trades out of this one. Keeps the numbers advantage with decent margins now. While on the top side, our Persian's friend is getting ballistics even for the galleys up here. Persian's economy so strong after the recent changes to the civilization. Both town centers and docks working faster now. 15% faster in the castle age. Will we see longboats? I wonder. I mean, when you have this massive war galleys, might as well keep making them. But the opportunity arises to mass the longboats. That could be great as well. Young Panda says, I forgot loom. Yeah, you did. So that's cost the lives of some villagers by the looks of it. Probably on the woodline on the side here, or maybe on the mainland on some of the lumber caps. Light cavalry, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, loom easily forgotten on maps like these where you don't necessarily need it to compensate for town center potentially going idle because of lack of food to click to the next stage. That's usually one reason to get loom, just to keep the town center working, or just to later on it's to keep the villagers safe, obviously. But on this map you could get raided from the sea by ships easily as well. Like if blue didn't have loom here, it would get amazing value from the war galleys in the castle age, could snipe quite a few villagers. No ballistics for Pete, so that might hurt in these fights in equal numbers. Or it will hurt in these fights. Ooh. Ooh. What's going on here? Robo wants to castle drop. He's also on the way to the Imperial Age, so he's probably gonna place the castle somewhere else on this hill. He has a massive head start to the Imperial Age with the Chinese here. So this castle won't be staying up for long anyway, if it goes up at all. Yeah, the Barriarch with the quick walls here now. Knights not going to get into that one. The Chukodus are here as well. They need to focus fire the villagers. I mean, this castle could get denied before it even goes up. But even so, Robo with 15 seconds to go to the Imperial Age will just trebuchet this down before this Bengalis castle gets to do anything at all. Okay, so the castle goes up, but Imperial Age is in. Trebuchet is being made. Not going to stay up for long, this one. Politics is in for Pete as well. Still got more of the war galleys. But careening is in for the Malay, so there's that. War Pierce armor on the blue war galleys. So when fighting in nearly equal numbers, blue still gets to take pretty decent trades. Topside looks like Grey has made some progress on Young Panda's side. I think Young Panda has been able to establish some economy in the middle though, so even taking losses at Home Island isn't going to hurt as much. She's just obstructing the repairs, she's just trying to... It's funny. Imposter, exactly. That's kind of sus. What's that, 3 trebuchets now? Chukonu on land as well. Noob squad. Huge advantage over the Bengalis here, who is going for the elephant archers. Strong and deadly in mass, and there's a good boom behind this for the Bengalis, but is it good enough? With Robo with such a head start, 3 minutes head start to the Imperial Age. Could just push the next castle as well, or push the production buildings down, and the Mariarch could just never get to the critical mass. Do we have Loom now, Young Panda? Yeah, Loom is in. We're fine. Now Pete's really managed to get the advantage over Kaguyamas in terms of numbers here. Now gets Careener as well for careening as well. So then ships have better Pierce armor. It's going to be very hard for blue to get to the mainland, and even this town center is within range of Imperial Age galleons, I think. Parthian tactics for Bengalis, so that's going to benefit the elephant archers, but yeah, Robo targeting the production, which is going to limit the amount of elephant archers to join the field. And in low numbers, you could just get conversions in as well, especially if you have monks with block printing in Imperial Age. Let's see, that's gonna be a conversion, isn't it? Great aggression from Noob Squad, both on land and water now. They are ahead in military. They have a tiny economic advantage, but they have massive map control. They're probably in control of nearly 70% of the map now. As Grey moves on to Robo's side for the raids, the 17 fishing ships will go down, but now the farming economy has kicked in, so that's a negligible loss for Robo. Don't think that's going to be enough for Combi to get back into the game, as Green is making trebuchets as well, but Robo already has 4 of them out. We'll struggle to get this economy to the mainland, of course, but with 2 town centers in the middle, it should be decent enough. Monks are here to try and get conversions in again. Only 8 elephant archers on the field. Elite elephant archers at that. And we have Imperial Age for all of Noob Squad as well. Combi is still stuck in the castle age, at least for Kaguyamas. They're losing so much of the middle position now, as Grey tries to claim some of the map here with Young Panda, with the walls to the side as well, making it increasingly difficult for Combi to expand or sneak or get raids in, at least from the top side. South side being walled by Pete as well. Great way of claiming the middle here, keeping their side of the middle secure. And Lightcab able to snipe 2 of the trebuchets here. Amazing value from Robo's Lightcab. I guess when heat reaches the Imperial Age, cannon galleons could be added as well. Should be able to reach quite a few of the buildings around here. Sending some military over to deal with raids at Robo's base as starting base as well, but it's not a big deal at this point with this kind of middle control for Noob Squad. This is where the precious resources are that we need to be in control of at this stage in the game. The castle on the hill for the Megalis, buying time here. They're going towards the Imperial Age. This is the potential decider game. So Combi still trying to work their way back into it here, but they're with half the military at this point. They are 100 total population behind. It's not looking too bright for the Combi team. Ships being cleverly used by Pete to raid the shorelines where you can reach the villagers as well. And this town center, as you can see, it is within range even on 4 galleys. Now, I was going to say galleon could be on the way. Block printing for the Chinese. Monks now getting +3 range so they can convert the elephants at a longer distance. 23 elephant archers. But obviously no heresy for the Bengalis being an elephant civilization. So they are prone to conversion for Robo here. Thinking Young Panda might push this area as well, push the Persian's castle at a distance with trebuchets if the economy allows it. Actually managed to get some naval units back on the water as well, so now we're going to make life a bit awkward for Grey at the starting island over there. There we have it. Maybe as expected that with this kind of snowballing. GG well played is called 3-0 for Noob Squad. Seed 6 was it? Or is it Seed 1 in the first division? That is a powerful display. It also shows how much reward you can get from practicing a lot together, having good team communication, drafting well, preparing well for your opponents. This isn't your typical migration civs, right? It's a Vikings, yeah, for sure, but these two obviously not bad for naval play, but not your go-to picks. This is more logical. Ballet Persians more logical for migration, at least in my opinion. They just have stronger capabilities on water. I think everything just clicked for us. Yeah. Could have been a bad day for Combi as well, but like they're still a relatively new team together. So there's that as well. Maybe they don't have good team synergy. Maybe they're raging at each other. What do I know? I hope not. But yeah, it was still a good set. Some good fights. It's just the timings and things really on point. Yeah, maybe they've just been playing, conserving some strategies for the later stages of the league. I'd like to show this in the end as well. Bengalis, Persians, and Malay going down there to not Dravidians, not Saracens, but Vikings, Chinese, and Incas. Congratulations to Noob Squad, taking migration as well. And we can finally note the result, which I unfortunately spoiled myself with ahead of this cast by accident. We can put it in the final bracket here. Both teams have signed up for Season 7, by the way, so they'll probably end up in the same division. But there's also going to be a Polish team with Ziam and El Noniro and another player I don't remember the name of to medal in there, which could be a very strong contender for the highest division for the next one. So, GG well played. Thanks for joining Season 6.